What's up, everybody? This is Domingo Hero Network, and today on video I'm going to be doing, guys, I'm going to do a review of Yashahime Princess Hat Demon Season 1, Episode 24, and the name of this episode is called Sesshomaru's Daughter. And also, you can watch Yashahime Princess Hat Demon, available now on Hulu, crunchyroll, and funimation. And of course, this is the last episode for Season 1, since I have already do all the reviews of all 24 episodes for Season 1. And also, guys, in the future, I will be doing a review of Yashahime Princess Half Demon Season 2. So stay tuned for that coming up in the future as well. So yes, guys, this is going to be the last episode for Season 1 of the reviews that I'm doing. And also, guys, if you want to see the other episodes that I review, you can check out my playlist that says Yashahime Princess Half Demon Season 1. And of course, Yashahime Princess Half Demon is the sequel to the original Inuyasha and Inuyasha the Final Way. So we're going to get this review started. So here we go. So this is the Season 1, Episode 24. Let's get this started. Of course, Toa, Sessa, and Maha are left to confront Kinemuru in the face of overwhelming powers. They must pay a great price. So here we go. This episode begins with a short recap from what happened in Episode 23. And also, guys, I already did a review for Episode 22 and 20. If you have not seen it, you can go check it out. And so back to the review. Kinemuru appears in front of Sesshomaru, Zero, Riku, Mora, Sessa, and Toa as everybody is left silent by his entrance. Kilala comes flying in and helps out the girls by carrying all three of them on her back. Mora, Toa, and Sessa suspicious Kinemuru from above. They are intimidated by him because of his strong demonic energy and more. Toa already gives the feeling that she can easily be sliced in two by Kinemuru. Zero currently has the 7 rainbow pearls surrounding her body. Kinemuru takes responsibility and apologizes for Tenseiga being broken, telling Sesshomaru that he feels resuming and asks him for forgiveness. Zero isn't fond of Kinemuru's kindness. Sesshomaru tells Kinemuru that his apology isn't necessary, that he has no attachment to Tenseiga, placing the broken sword back to his sleeves. Sesshomaru draws out his Bakusaiga, telling Kinemuru that this sword is enough. Zero tests Sesshomaru, asking him he'll cut her, and even through Sesshomaru's instinct of doing so. She reminds Sesshomaru that if she dies once again, Rin will also die. We did show a scene of Rin inside the sacred tree with Jokin watching over her. Rin shed a tear as the conversation between Zero and Sesshomaru goes on. Joker wonders what is making Rin so sad. Sesshomaru tells Zero any more of this will only make Rin sorrowful, and rushes in to make an attack with his Bakusaiga. Kinemuru stops Sesshomaru from striking, and both of their swords cross paths with each other. In the midst of their blades crossing, Kinemuru tells Sesshomaru that he didn't chase after the Ikuru's pinwheel and say he should sheath his sword out of respect for that. Sesshomaru responds to Kinemuru saying he refused, and Kinemuru lets Zero know that Sesshomaru is being serious and Rin will no longer act as a shield for her. Zero answered by saying exactly what I have wished for. Sesshomaru tells Kinemuru to step aside as he distanced himself from him. Sesshomaru tells Kinemuru that Zero will just be more pitiful. Zero argues her brother Kinemuru by telling him he's not showing gratitude when she only tries to protect him. Kinemuru becomes upset with Zero and uses his power to trap her in the barrier. Kinemuru yells at her, saying her wish on the worthless orb is what brought her dishonor. Kinemuru used his powers to separate all 7 rainbow pearls from Zero and shatter all 7 pearls across the region. Zero plans on leading Kinemuru shortly. This is shouting her Asura no Yanrihari into the sky. Zero tells Kinemuru from this point on they are no longer siblings, but rather strangers to each other. Before Zero makes her departure, she reminds Kinemuru that she will always be able to find the rainbow pearls no matter where they shatter, since those pearls are her tears. Zero makes her leave and tells Kinemuru that they shall never see each other again. Kinemuru calls out to Zero. Looking up in the sky, Riku sneakily comes in from behind and thrusts his sword into Kinemuru through his armor. Kinemuru asks Riku if he is betraying him, and Riku responds by saying, Madam won't have a fighting chance, reference to Zero. Riku uses powers of his earring to teleport out of there, leaving his sword to jam into Kinemuru, and Kinemuru is affected by the wound. So searching from above, Setsuna and Towa are confused why Riku did that to Kinemuru. Towa feels sad that she only got to talk to Riku for a little bit. Sesshomaru draws Basaiga back into his sleeves and tells Kinemuru to leave the matter with Zero to him. Kilala sits down more on Towa and says on the ground. Kinemuru asks Sesshomaru what to do with these girls, and Sesshomaru responds to him saying it's a rite of courage and cowardice, and flies off, making his leave. Kinemuru looks at Towa and tells her that their true words comes from survival, and if they are in Sesshomaru's daughter, Kinemuru asks if it's inevitable if they are the half demon. Kinemuru, once walks down the stairs towards Towa Setsuna. Moreover, Riku's sword still enters into his body. Kinemuru tells the girls that he is in an admirable mood today while using his powers to draw the animal sword out from his body and into his hand. Towa and Setsuna Mora got into their fighting position as, getting into their, fighting positions. They draws out their blades. Against Kinemuru. Kinemuru takes his face mask off and tells the girls that he wouldn't let them escape if they withdraw. He said he will not hold back like he did the last time. Towa and Mora are assuming that he held back from them. Setsuna saying it's a rite of courage and cowardice, then she will not withdraw. Kinemuru tells the girls to unleash their powers and see how far they can get. So Towa, shifted to attack Kinemuru. Towa and Kinemuru's blades cross each other countless of times as Towa swings her blade at him. But Kinemuru remains unharmed by her. Setsuna uses her Cyclone Burst and swerves up Swallow attack at Kinemuru, yelling at Towa to dodge her attacks. Kinemuru cuts through Setsuna's attack with his sword. Mora uses her Crimson Dragon Wave on Kinemuru, and Kinemuru pulls a Secular Barrier with his sword and deflect the attack. Mora uses her Crimson Backlash Wave and a huge swirl of demonic energy form. Kinemuru uses his attack called Blasting Barrage, shooting red spears, and cuts through Mora's attack. Setsuna uses her Cyclone Burst to protect Mora from getting hit by Kinemuru's attack. Setsuna's blood blade in her heart reacts, and the blood color transfers into a Nagana blade. Kinemuru tells the girls that they lack spirit and their inherent powers wouldn't meditate properly if they haven't used the rainbow pearls. Kinemuru dropped the deformed blade and takes out the sword that he carries in. Mora doesn't want to listen to Kinemuru and use her heavily aerial barrage on him. Kinemuru tells Mora that when she uses her spirit powers, a rainbow pearl gets in the way. Kinemuru forms a cyclone-like barrier to block Mora's attack with his sword. The guts for Kinemuru's attack blow Mora away, and Kealani catches her in midair. Kinemuru tells Towa and Setsuna that he should respond in kind and tells them that he challenged them. A transplant happens showing that Jokin hanging into Tota's side, Third Eye Cow Momo, as they are flying through the sky. Jokin tells Totosai that Rin was crying and asked him to go where the battleground where her daughters are fighting. Totosai tells Jokin that they're going to the same place, but it's unlikely that they will make it in time. Totosai informs Jokin of the birth of the heavenly sword, Yokuran no Tamakari. Kinemuru continues to use his blades, continues to battle Towa and is under pressure with his strength. Setsuna comes jumping in to help Towa and attempts to use her Nagara and Kinemuru, but Kinemuru stops Setsuna by simply holding her blade with 2 fingers. Kinemuru compliments Setsuna on her attack form, but tells her that her blade edge is superior, saying that she won't be able to scratch him. Kinemuru thrusts Setsuna back, and Setsuna's Nagara shows several cracks on it, including texting that he has become weak. The demon energy in Towa's sword becomes bigger when she witnessed Setsuna being pushed back by Kinemura. Kinemura remembers that in order for Towa to manifest her true strength, Setsuna has to be in danger. Kinemura throws Towa back with his sword and calling her a caring older sister. Kinemura walks towards Setsuna, who is still laying on the floor after Kinemura threw her back with his powers. Towa sneaks up from behind and cuts through Kinemura in the same exact spot where Rika inflicts the wound on him. Towa tells Kinemura to stay away from Setsuna and hatches the demon energy within the blade inside of Kinemura. This caused a small amount of blood to leak through Kinemura's mouth. Witness Setsuna running at him after he is a weakened position. Kinemura uses his powers to push Towa and her sword away from him. Kinemura blocks Setsuna's attack by holding up a barrier. Setsuna used the blood blade in her arm to break through the barrier and inflicts a scratch for Kinemura's face at the same spot where Towa scratched his face the last time they met. Kinemura becomes angry and uses his sword against Setsuna. Setsuna attempts to block Kinemura's swing, but Kinemura's sword slices through and breaks her Nagirana, and Setsuna's eyes come to close as she falls backwards on the ground after Kinemura uses his sword on her. Towa responds to Setsuna, sigh, calling out her name and sits by her on the ground as tears form in her eyes. Towa inaugurated her story by growing up with Setsuna in the forest when they were younger. Kinemura suspects as Towa cries, calling out for Setsuna. Setsuna opens her eyes and apologizes to Towa. Setsuna grants a great deal of damage from Kinemura, where her chest completely sliced open with blood staining on her clothes and her mocha. Towa continues to cry, telling Setsuna that she'll patch her up right now. Towa continues to negotiate her, and Setsuna will get along so well. As Setsuna laying down on the ground, she looks up at Towa and calmly said to her, What are those tears? It's like I'm going to die or something. Towa yells at her, of course, that's not going to happen. Setsuna tells Towa that she won't die at a place like this, and says she's getting a little sleepy. Towa winds her eyes hearing Setsuna's words. Setsuna chokes on her own words from saying anything else. Towa continues to inaugurate as she holds Setsuna's hand. Setsuna tells Towa, I'm sorry, sis. I'm going to sleep just a little bit. And close her eyes. With Setsuna's closing her eyes, a scene of the dream butterfly shows up and places itself on Setsuna's forehead. While Towa is holding her hand, it appears that Towa is unable to see the dream butterfly. The scene shows a patch black background with pink flowers on the ground as the dream butterfly places himself on Setsuna's forehead and disappears on context. Setsuna's final words says out loud to Towa, good night. Towa inaugurates and releases Setsuna's hand, saying, then why at a moment did I let go of her hand? This inaugurates shows a parallel with her and the Setsuna were separated by the forest fire when they were younger. Towa looked at her hand, and when she released her from Setsuna's crying, Kinemura looks over at Setsuna running on the ground and calls this solution regrettable. He adds on saying that they had Sesshomaru take Sega. They could bring Setsuna back to life. However, Zero has broken that Sega. So then Maruha looks and then Kinemura looks up in the sky, and Maruha comes flying down from Kilala in her Beniyasha form. Kinemura asks Maruha if she'll once again become the destroyer of lands. Maruha confidently responded, Kinemura saying that were the case, he might living a bit longer. She looks up at Kinemura and tells her that this is the first time she ever felt calm after applying a rouge. Maruha suspects that this is Beniyasha's true form. So Maruha grabs over and towards Setsuna and tells Kinemura that he's going to die here. Kinemura looks up his sword, preparing to battle Maruha, and Maruha's grandfather, the great dog demon, forms in a gigantic and magnificent spirit with Maruha's demon energy in the flames like a body. And Kinemura is surprised, but realizes that they are in the ground where the great dog demon died, which perhaps explains why he has formed through Maruha's demonic demon energy. Towa makes her appearance and stands before Kinemura as well. Towa's demon energy of the blue azure dragon gathering her as well with a great size, almost intentional to Beniyashi's. Toa tells her that Kinemura is her prey, and she'll be the one to avenge Setsuna. Toa's sword is currently rival two blue azure dragons. As she holding it, Toa tells Kinemura, "How dare you kill my Setsuna?" And the crimson moon like Sesshomaru's appear on her forehead. Toa's hair is growing in legions, with adding fangs and red marking on each other's side of her face, and tells us that Toa is undergoing her full demon transformation. Toa and Moha both have emerged demon energy surrounding them. Moha is implicit with the red flames taking the ships of the great dog demon. Toa is entering with blue flames taking the sharp of a dragon. Kinemura tells Moha and Toa that he is the beast king of the east, Kinemura of the dawn, and tells them that they can both be his opponent. Both Moha and Toa runs ahead to attack Kinemura as they are both in their full demon forms. Toa uses her sword to strike Kinemura with two azure dragons coming out from it. Moha uses a powerful crimson dragon wave at Kinemura at the same time. Toa and Moha's powerful attacks are heading towards Kinemura. Kinemura uses his hand gesture to defend himself against the attacks and holds up the two plates of barrier with his hands. He holds back both Toa and Moha's attacks as Kinemura is holding back the attacks, and he informed Toa that her attack shall be called the Twin Azure Dragon Wave. Since his inheritance, the Azure Dragon Wave from Sesshomaru created two of them with her own powers. Kinemura then complies Moha on a magnificent Crimson Dragon Wave attack. Kinemura tells them that this dragon will only listen to her will and cannot push her attacks away because of that. As Kinemura holds off Toa's Twin Azure Dragon Wave and Moha's Crimson Dragon Wave, a huge explosion occurs between the two attacks, and the ground forms a gigantic pothole. Toa managed to protect Setsuna from being hit by the explosion by placing up a barrier with her sword. Kinemura tells Toa and Moha that he never thought they'd damage him this much with stunning both of their attacks. He complies the girls for not losing control as they have greater demon energy than normal. Moha and Toa flies through the air, aiming to attack Kinemura once again. Kinemura picks up his sword and translates all three of them into the galaxy-like in movement. This honestly reminds me of the Metal-Sun Getsua's attack, although Kinemura's ability is very different from it. Toa engaging Maphinus demon energy, taking this sharp similar to Shoma's dog from behind her, and Moha engaged in Maphinus demon energy, taking the ships of the great dog demon. Kinemura standing on a planet like rock is extremely satisfying. Craving this kind of battle. The demon spirit of the great dog demon holds a sword and slices through the planet figure which Kinemura currently stands on. Kinemura dodges the hit and goes after Toa's demon dog figure and attempts to cut through the mathematical energy with his sword. The energy spirit of the demon dog figures engulfs Kinemura and inflicts damage upon him. Kinemura rises from above from the damage as he's taken down the demon spirit energy of the great dog demon, sneaking up from behind him, using its sword to attack Kinemura. Kinemura uses his sword to hold up a barrier, which stands the great attack. Kinemura damages to push back the energy spirit of the great dog demon behind his barrier. The spirit of Sesshomaru's dog forms runs through Kinemura, and Toa yells at Kinemura's form behind, telling him that she'll be taking his demon energy. Kinemura tells her to go ahead and try, sending a huge purple slashback spear of his demon energy from his demon sword. Kinemura's spears of demon energy goes through the dog demon spirit, and as the spear comes closer to Toa, Toa holds out her sword and attempts to steal Kinemura's energy. Toa, was intent to steal Kinemura's demon energy to become too overwhelming for her. Toa owns demon energy, overcomes her, and reverses her transformation, turning her back to normal. Kinemura's demon energy upsides after Towa becomes unsuccessful in stealing his demon energy. Towa falls back, become weak after losing her full demon transformation. Moroha flies across to attempt to save Towa, but Kinemuru comes and stopping her from using and uses his sword to cut through the massive demon energy spirit of the great dog demon. Upon Kinemuru slicing Moroha's huge demonic energy, Moroha loses her Beniyasha form and falls straight into the ground of the gigantic pothole along with Towa to warp out, to open, to her shortly after falling, and looks up at Kinemuru, who is living in the air. Kinemuru tells them that he hasn't fought like this since his battle with the great dog demon himself. He calls it unfortunate to end his battle with the girls this way. He tells the girls that he awaits the next time when they meet. Kinemuru looks over at Sesshomaru's body laying on the ground, saying that he says he'll carry her name into his heart and please that he'll never forget her, assuming because he has passed on by his hands. Kinemuru makes his exit flying off. Rain begins to fall after Kinemuru leaves. Kilala wakes up Mora. Mora is disappointed. Mora cries, apologizes to Sesshomaru because they lost. Towa weakly makes her way towards Sesshomaru's body, calling out her name. Towa looks at Sesshomaru's body and apologizes to her while she heavily cries. Towa narrates that this world is full of weak, but the truly weak are the ones who couldn't protect what they wanted to protect most. Towa lays her hand on Sesshomaru's body as she continues to cry. Towa Nagaris continues, and that's what you will call me. Reference to Sesshomaru, how can I become so weak? A scene of sesshomaru, the Mocha Mocha, is shown by flying by. Towa looks up with tears running in her face as sees Sesshomaru standing in front of her. Sesshomaru's body is leaning in between Towa and Sesshomaru. Towa addressed Sesshomaru by calling him Sesshomaru. I felt that it was important to point out because even though Sesshomaru is Towa's biological father, she hasn't entered him as dad due to being raised by Sota. The scene shows Sesshomaru talking to Towa, and eventually Towa eyes within and asks Sesshomaru words. Talking to Sesshomaru's words, right? Towa's eyes within Sesshomaru's words. The rain pause mid-scene and shows Sesshomaru holding down his Tenseiga to Towa. Sesshomaru asks Towa, will you try using this, Towa? As he holds out his Tenseiga to her and adjusted for Towa to use the Tenseiga on Sesshomaru. Towa respectfully takes the Tenseiga from Sesshomaru's grasp, with a scene showing Sesshomaru's right hand and both of Towa's holding hands of the Tenseiga. The falling rain unpaused, and the scene is shown with Sesshomaru's face smiling with her eyes closed. The final scene showing Towa standing up in the middle of the huge pothole, holding the Tenseiga close to her while Sesshomaru's gone already. So yeah, and that's gonna be it for the review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Yashahime Princess Demon Season 1, Episode 24. I have done all the reviews, all 24 episodes for Season 1. And also, guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna do a review of Yashahime Princess Demon Season 2 coming up very soon. So stay tuned for that. And also, guys, if you want to see my other reviews that I did for Season 1, check out my playlist that says Yashahime Princess Demon Season 1. And you will check the videos there. So that's gonna be it for this video. Overall, this episode was pretty decent, the ending part, when Sesshomaru died by Kinemuru, like, oh my god, when I saw that, I was in shock. And then the ending, when Sesshomaru can give Towa the Tenseiga, basically, because remember, guys, the Tenseiga is the sword that, when someone died, you can bring them back to life. So and of course in Season 2, they're gonna show an episode of that part. So yeah, and I will review that soon. So yeah, Season 2 Yashahime Princess Demon is already available. It's already came out. So I will definitely do a review of those soon. So stay tuned for that, guys. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. So don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe, post your comments in the comments section below. Tell me what you think about my review of Yashahime Princess Demon Season 1, Episode 24. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. So this is the Mingo Hero Network. All I can say is take care, have a good day, goodbye, everyone, and the Mingo Hero Network is signing out. Peace.